All right, so officially in recording. Again, my name is Bridget Bartley. Again, thank you for joining in on a Thursday night. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go through a couple of things, share with you a little bit about nutrition, why nutrition is important, why detoxing your body is important, and why it's important to supplement your diet. And I'll share a little bit about my story as well. And before I get started, can you guys see my computer screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So again, we're going to talk about nutrition, detox, what's happening to our food system, and then also the nutrition system that I have been personally using for the last 8 years, which if you're on here, you know that we use ISAGENIX. That's the system that we use as the foundation of our lifestyle. And if you saw my Facebook Live this morning, I do eat other foods. I am not such a stickler. I mean, again, I said at my Facebook Live, you may see me eating French fries and burgers sometimes, but every morning I'm going to be doing my greens and probiotics and having 2 shakes a day and cleanse days and that sort of thing. So we really do teach and want to lead by example with a balanced lifestyle. But one of the things that I love about this company across the board is the integrity that we carry, not only with our products and where the products are sourced from, but where the ingredients are sourced from, down to our clinical studies, leadership, the business, everything hands down across the board. Integrity is what our company is grounded on. And then for those of you who have not met me before, my name is Bridget Bartley. I've been using ISAGENIX for 8 years. I've been in nutrition for about 16 years. My oldest son had some health challenges. He's now 18, and when he was 4, he started having health challenges, and we did a lot of things medically, but it was just nutrition and detox that really started to heal his body and gave him full recovery. And we were about 8 years into that lifestyle. We did vegan, raw foods. We have done multiple types of cleanses. You name it, we've pretty much done it, from the saunas, the colonics, liver flushes, gallbladder flushes. One of my mentors had shared ISAGENIX with me because it fit the lifestyle of detoxing the body, nutrition, and 8 years later, here I am still using it now, sharing it with as many people as I can. This was ultimately my why when I started even just a healthy lifestyle. So I have 3 boys. They're all teenagers. 18, soon to be 17, and 14 years old. And for me, when I knew that I was going to have a child, specifically a boy, I knew how active boys were. And I just envisioned the day that we could do things just like this, like go hiking to, now my younger son, the 14-year-old, he's like, hey mom, can you be my workout partner? Can we start going to the gym together? And I'm like, absolutely. And so, all throughout the years, I wanted to stay healthy literally for days that we're living in right now, so I can be energized, full of energy, healthy. We can do things like hike the Appalachian Trail, and I can keep up with them. And so this was my why with doing nutrition originally. And then a question that I ask people, even when they inquire with me about healthy aging, specifically with ISAGENIX, is, are you living your ideal life? Because even where we are, if we've been on the system for years, there's always improvement we're wanting to make. I know for those of you who follow Katie, because she's on the webinar tonight, if you follow her with her backstories, she did a 2-day cleanse this week. And even though she's been doing ISAGENIX for a few years, she's still wanting to improve herself. So we're constantly wanting to improve in some form or fashion. And so again, are you living your ideal life? Do you have the energy that you want? Are you sleeping at night the way you want? Are you where you want to be financially? So are you living the ideal life? And one of the things I want to share with people, because this tends to be a common culprit with our food system, is sugar, because there's sugar in everything. I love sweets. I love donuts. I like cupcakes and cakes. I love sweets. Soft drinks tends to be the #1 culprit where sugar is found. But what people don't understand is that sugar literally breaks down your immune system. And so what happens is 6 teaspoons will decrease it by 25%, 12 teaspoons by 60%, and 24 teaspoons will decrease your immunity by 92%. And I have the resource for these stats down here at the bottom if you want to go do your own research on that too. But just 24 teaspoons decreases your immunity by 92%. So remember that and take a look at this. So the average American consumes 32 teaspoons of sugar per day. Now 32, if you go back, 24% will actually decrease your immunity. So you see kind of what's happening here. And then just by 1 can of Coke, it has 8 teaspoons of sugar. And I know people who are consuming 3, 4, and 5 cans of soda a day. So that's an eye-opener, I hope, for some of you with what's happening in the sugar. And then, of course, too, we don't eat 100% healthy. If you are vegan, if you are raw foodist, still today the food is not the quality the way it was 5, 10, 20 years ago, just because of how the soil's depleted, what's happening with our air and our water. But of course, like, who doesn't love some good fried chicken, especially if you're in the South? And then we have crazy things like chicken and waffles. But even if you put a salad with it, like I said, even the vegetables aren't exactly what they are years ago. So think about the food that you eat outside of possibly ISAGENIX. The beverages you may be drinking, even if you're a social drinker, the amount of sugar that's in those beverages, the alcohol just itself can keep body fat on you. And then whatever other drinks that you're eating, you can look outside. You can look at the plants that are polluting the air. You can look outside and look at the chemtrails that the airplanes are leaving. I know you're in California, so the air, when I go out there to visit my family, I mean, it is smog city. And just the air is so polluted nowadays. And then the water that we drink is not even as clean as it used to be. When I was little, we could actually drink out of a water hose and be fine. And now water just isn't that clean anymore. So even by the food you eat, the water you drink, the air you breathe, you are constantly consuming toxins into your body. And then on top of that, think about the skincare products that you're using, your shampoo, your lotions, your face creams. All of that is even bypassing your digestion. And so we really want you to become aware of how you unintentionally are adding toxins into your body, because I'm going to show you what happens to your body when you're not removing those toxins out. And basically, what I tell people, it's easy when it comes to ISAGENIX: toxins out, nutrition in, and your body functions the way God intended. That's why when you see so many results that you hear us talk about with before and after photos, you hear us talking about people with energy, mothers getting healthier, we have doctors, attorneys, nurses, teachers, all these people who are getting healthier. And it really comes down to the simple formula of toxins out, nutrition in. And if anything, at the very least, even if you don't even decide to try ISAGENIX or continue the lifestyle, even just become aware of the sugar that you're putting into your body. That makes a big difference. And even just, I've given people call to actions of purge your pantry. This is one of the things I challenge people when they first start, is go in your pantry and just clean it out of the junk, anything that's been in there for more than a year, anything expired, any ingredients you can't pronounce, and just really start small so that way you have healthier options. A great statistic that is very eye-opening from the CDC is over 69% of adults in North America now are considered at least overweight. And y'all, that is an extremely high amount of people. And then just in the fitness industry, it's worth over $83 billion just in the gyms alone. And we're going to talk in more detail specifically about our performance products tonight. And then with anti-aging, $331 billion. I don't know what it's like in Iowa or California, but I know in the South, we have these pop-up beauty places every other block, Back to 30 and Healthy Use and Naturally Use, all these anti-aging places popping up, doing these skincare treatments and doing all these like fat transfers and just all this stuff I've never even heard of. Like, I can't even keep up because anti-aging is so big right now because people want to reverse the aging. And we have what's called Botox in a bottle, which I'm going to tell you about that in a second. But with ISAGENIX, we have solutions for pretty much everything. We have weight wellness, which encompasses weight loss as well as weight gain, and then even just weight management, because different people come in for different reasons. We have performance products, which I'll share tonight, whether you are an Olympic athlete, a competitive athlete, a fitness competitor, or just an everyday athlete. We have those products that will fit those needs. And then with our vitality and well-being, we have our essential oils, and we also have our skincare line. We have a lot of other supplements as well, which I'll go over. And then, of course, we have our business model, as well that has been appealing for a lot of people. And just to give you a little overview of our performance system, this is a great snapshot of what's offered in the ISAGENIX performance system that's used by, again, the athletes from Olympic levels down to everyday athletes. And I'm going to go over just a few of those really quick. So here's one of our pre-workouts. It's called Amped Power. This pre-workout, it helps to improve your blood flow. It has creatine in it. It really helps to deliver those nutrients and oxygen to those working muscles, and really just helps give you a better performance during your workout. I use that one sometimes, but then I also use Nitro, which is a step up from the pre-workout. This gives you a little bit more power per se. If you're doing a more intense workout, such as like Orange Theory or Cycle Bar, or just something more aggressive, or if you know you're going to do like a lot of sprints or something, this is the one that I would recommend. Or if you're doing legs day, but this one as well, it's clinically tested. It really helps support your body and your mind to really train, like I said, at a higher intensity for a longer period of time. And you can just see some ingredients that it has with the biotin for the increased muscle mass. It has the beta-alanine, the taurine. It also has a naturally sourced caffeine in it as well. I am usually sensitive to stuff like this because I've tried other pre-workouts, and it's always left me either like having this tingly feeling in my arms, almost like it's needles in my arm. I don't know if any of y'all have ever had that reaction to other pre-workouts before, but I've done some before where literally it's like needles are in my arm, and they say that's just from where the blood flow is happening really fast. But like with Nitro, I don't have any of those side effects. And then, of course, there's our Nox. This is another pre-workout. You can actually take it up to 24 hours prior to your workout, but this is beet juice based. It also has a blend of fruit and veggie extracts, celery, red spinach, but this really helps to support the nitric oxide production in your body. This is another one that I'll do every now and again. I don't do it as consistently personally. If money were not an option, I would totally do it like every other day. But this is one of my favorite products, and the beet juice is really effective in it. And then also the Amp Fuel. This is really good for long endurance workouts. So whether you're a marathon runner, if you're a cyclist, if you are a hiker, anything long distance endurance, this is an excellent carb sourced from the apple puree, the agave, the molasses. The picture I showed you earlier when my boys and I were hiking, it was about a month ago, we went and hiked the Appalachian Trail for spring break. And we even did this, all three of my kids and myself, we did it. And we'd be, a few miles into the trail, we do the Amp Fuel with water, and it just really gave us that kick because of the carbs and the slight sugars that were in it. But it works really, really well. And then we have our post-workout, which is called Recover. And this is just full of the BCAAs, as you may hear people talk about, but branched chain amino acids. It really helps with muscle recovery and really helps to support that muscle rebuilding process. If you are in any form or fashion into working out, these are all excellent, excellent products to use. And one of the things that you'll see as you've seen me scroll through, all of our products are Informed Sport certified. You can take a screenshot, look at the website there, and you can read in more detail about the Informed Sport. But all of our fitness products are Informed Sport certified because we have athletes in some of these fitness competitions that do drug testing, and some of our athletes in, like in golf and all these other sports, they have to do drug tested. So all of our products are tested for the banned substances, the anabolic agents, the stimulants, that sort of thing. So just to let you know, those are certified. And again, going back to ISAGENIX as a company, just to give you a little bit of history about the company itself, because I think this is something everybody deserves to hear about. So we have actually been here since 2002. The company was started by John Anderson, and he's formulated over 2,300 products for over 600 different companies. And when he developed the ISAGENIX products at first, it really was with the intention of detoxing the body and putting nutrition in. And when he felt like this was such a great product, he contacted this couple, which is Jim and Kathy Coover, and partnered up, created a company, ISAGENIX, and now we have our home base, which is in Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona, which is right outside of Phoenix. But this is a glimpse of our corporate office, just to let you know who we are as a company, and then just to go through some of the core products of what we do. So in addition to the performance products, and I know Katie definitely can vouch for this too, because she is heavily into the workout as well as her husband. But in addition to these core products, we also use the performance products as well. But even 8 years into the system, these are the products that I personally still do every single day, but we'll go through them really quickly. The Cleanse for Life, which helps to release the stubborn fat. It helps boost your metabolism. The thing I love about this is it detoxes your entire body. It's not just a colon cleanse. It's not just a liver or a gallbladder cleanse, because you know there's all those single organ cleanses out there. Kidney cleanses, I've seen those too. But it really detoxes your entire organ, like all your organs, and down to a cellular level. So that's one thing I love about the cleanse. You'll use this for your cleanse days, which I'll talk about in a second, or you can just do a daily cleanse, or you can do both together. So that's the Cleanse for Life. And next we have our Isolene Shake, which is a complete meal replacement. So depending on your goals, you can do it as a complete meal replacement, or you can do it as a meal supplement, again, depending on what your goals are. But in each shake, it's 240 calories. It helps to promote weight loss as well as build muscle. Again, with all of our products, and you'll hear me say this over and over, no artificial colors, flavors, no artificial sweeteners, anything in it at all. Everything that we have is all naturally sourced. And then our Ionic Supreme. You hear some of us talk about this as our liquid gold. So this is plant-based adaptogens, and it really helps to fight the negative effects of stress on your body. So whatever stress you're having, whether it's just like mental stress, emotional stress, whether you have gone to the gym and you've had a really hard workout, or you've run a marathon, your body in some form or fashion is stressed. And so the Ionics really helps to counteract that and lower that cortisol in your body. I do 1 ounce of this every morning as soon as I wake up. And then I actually even add in some of our essential oils, which I'll talk about in a second, but I do that every morning with our essential oils. And then next we have our Complete Essentials, which are our vitamin packs. So you can get these in both the AM and the PM packs. And so these have things in it like the omega-3s, the vitamin C, the turmeric. And the reason why we break them up in both the AM and the PM packs is because your body can only assimilate so much vitamin or nutrition at a time. So we break it up in the AM and PM pack. It really helps with your immune system, your healthy skin. And now that my oldest is 18, he is now taking the daily pack for men, which I'm so excited about. And then for those that are younger, we actually have a vitamin called ISAKids. But now that he's 18, he can now take the ISAGENIX, because it also includes the well, I said ISAGENIX, but I meant Complete Essentials. But it also includes the ISAGENIX, which is the telomere support that we have for fighting cell aging and healthy aging. This is what I was referring to earlier when I was saying Botox in a bottle. Because if you look at the science behind this, and I'll show you in a different slide here. I think it's actually next. But the ISAGENIX, if you look here on the DNA, at the end of your DNA, you've got telomeres. And as you get older, those telomeres shorten and they start fraying at the ends. And the ISAGENIX actually goes in, steals the telomeres, and regrows it. But this is, like I said, the foundation of what our lifestyle is. The shakes, the cleanse, Ionics, and the vitamins. I call these the core 4 products. And like I said, this month, I'm actually celebrating 8 years using the system. And again, still to this day, these are the products that I hands down will make sure I do every single day. And then that's the big picture of what the DNA, the telomeres are that I was telling you about, where it starts fraying at the ends here. And then the ISAGENIX is actually included into your AM and PM packs. And then here's just a few other products that we have. We have over 500 products available. So when I say that we are a lifestyle company, we truly have everything for the lifestyle. But we have our snacks and the mini meals, from the protein bars, the chocolates, the protein chips, We have some shake boosters, which I'll go into more detail on. And then, of course, you saw our performance products. We have our brain and sleep support, which is for the brain, it's the turmeric-based supplement. And then with the sleep support, it is the melatonin, which you spray under your tongue at night. Just 1 to 3 pumps under your tongue, and it really helps put that melatonin back into your body. And then our joint support, which is really used with a lot of our athletes, especially our endurance athletes. And then we have, of course, our energy shot, which is one of my favorite products too. And then you heard me talk about the essential oils. So this is something that we've had for a couple of years. We have a line of single and mixed essential oils, and you can use them topically, orally, or you can diffuse them. And we use all of them. I have the diffuser that we put out. Sometimes I'll use the coconut application oil with some spearmint oil if my kids have sore muscles or something, or we'll use tea tree oil if they have like some sort of bug bite or something, and then we'll also diffuse it too. And then here's the shake boosters that I was telling you about. So the shake booster for the heart, this is actually a blend of science-supported ingredients, and this really helps with heart disease, and it helps support overall cardiovascular health. And then with the immune booster, it also basically helps with your immune system. It's mushroom-based, and both of these, it's just 1 tiny scoop. You can put it into your shake. It's flavorless, so it's not going to change the flavor of your shake, and each one is about 5 to 10 calories too. So for those of you counting calories, it's very, very, very low in that. And then we have our digestive health system. So this is actually new. We have the probiotics as well as digestive enzymes. And just to give you a glimpse here of what that is about, the enzymes and probiotics, they have both the short and the long-term benefits. I don't know how familiar you guys are with probiotics, but gut health is so, so important. And what can happen when you start putting that good bacteria back into your gut. And then digestive enzymes, because of when you eat cooked foods, especially meats or foods that your body can't break down, to add those extra digestive enzymes into your system. That way you can really break down those foods, and the food can really assimilate through your body. And then here are just a few people out of hundreds of thousands of people who have had great success with ISAGENIX. You can see there's men, women, all ages, all races, across the board. Different people have come in for different reasons, but we have all achieved our goals with the same system. Even though our goals were different, we all achieved the results with the same system. And we all have a different story. So for me, it was just, I wanted to start because I wanted to continue healthy aging. I wanted to have good dense nutrition. I wanted to continue a detox lifestyle. And so ISAGENIX fit for me. For Alvy, he wanted to start because he wanted to regain his health. He was like near-death experience, and he lost a significant amount of weight. And then now you can see he's gained muscle. Bob Duncan, the same thing. And it just goes across the board. I mean, there's so many stories with ISAGENIX. And what it's done. So here's a great visual of what happens when you leave the toxins in your body. You saw me share earlier where I was talking about how toxins get put into your system from the food we eat, the water you drink, the air you breathe. I mean, we just can't help it. It's just the culture that we live in. And so what happens is those toxins are stored in your fat cells and in your muscle tissue. And over time, you start getting lethargic, you start getting tired, you start needing afternoon naps, you start having you don't have any energy. And then of course there's the brain fog, there's the blurred vision, you start having reflux because your digestion's not working, you start having back pain and just a lot of digestive issues. A lot of people get their gallbladder taken out. But again, I could go on and on with the symptoms of what happens when your body just accumulates those toxins. And then again, the importance of cleaning your vital organs, because it affects your cardiovascular health. It affects your brain, your liver, your small and your large intestine, your kidneys, across the board. It really has an impact on your body if you are not taking those toxins out of your body. And listen, you can do the best nutrition on the planet. And my personal experience is, I've done raw foods, I've done a vegan diet, I've done all the extremes. And I did it because I thought that was healthy. That's what I knew at the time. But until I started detoxing my body, and I was doing 5-day juice cleanses and the liver flushes and the gallbladder flushes. But this, for me, in the last 8 years, is way more of a lifestyle, and it doesn't suppress me or take away from anything I don't enjoy. I'm able to actually live a normal lifestyle, what I consider a normal lifestyle. Because like I said, I mean, I like to eat pizza with my kids sometimes, or Chick-fil-A, but then I'm going to do this as well to counteract it and cleanse my body out overall. And then my kids do it too. I know a lot of our kids actually do it, but you can see we have a lot of scientific research behind ISAGENIX. You can actually go to isagenixhealth.net and you can see all the clinical studies. But in a recent study that we did with Skidmore College, we compared 2 groups, one with ISAGENIX, one with a heart-healthy diet. And the people in the group who used ISAGENIX had 56% more weight loss, twice as much visceral fat loss, and 47% more fat loss. And so we had just greater success with ISAGENIX. And just to give you an overview, because you'll hear us talk about shake days and cleanse days. So here's just a simple graphic of what it looks like to do a shake day. And you'll get this when you get started. We have this if you're on our Facebook groups or you're with us on Facebook. But basically a shake day is 2 shakes a day, a meal, and 2 snacks. Now, this is just on a normal protocol. If you're on a weight loss protocol or you're on a protocol to gain muscle or you're fitness competing, it's going to differ. But this is, like I said, just a basic shake day protocol. And this is basically what I live by myself is 2 shakes a day, a meal, and a couple of snacks. And then a cleanse day. A cleanse day is basically using the Cleanse for Life. It's 4 ounces 4 times a day. And then you can also use the ISADelites as well as the ISA snacks to really help you go through those cleanse days. So that way you don't have a drop in blood pressure. That way you don't have any hunger cravings. And then in addition to cleanse days, you can do your e-shots as well as your Ionic Supreme as well. And then basically, how does ISAGENIX fit into your life? You will find that once you start using the products, people will notice. And it is very common for people to want to share it with their friends, their family, and some people even want to do the business out of it. I was a product user for 2 years before I actually went full force into the business model of it. But basically how it works is you use the products, you share it with people, friends, family, through social media, different avenues, and then we identify it and we share it with them. Just to give you an idea of what's happening in our system, and I won't go into too much detail with this, but it's no secret. I mean, you can turn on the news, look in magazines. There's just a need for money out there. The economy is not where it used to be. There is higher debt that people are accumulating. The healthcare costs are rising, and the people receiving food assistance is getting higher and higher every year. And so people are starting to work differently. And it's pretty quite obvious because you can look and see how Airbnb is becoming more popular, VRBO, Uber and Lyft. People are selling online on Amazon, eBay, and then network marketing. I mean, it's network marketing has become more and more popular. The thing that attracted me to network marketing, and as you saw, I have 3 children, and about 5 years ago when it was time for me to create some income, I wanted to still be able to do something to still be a full-time mom, but also create a full-time income. So for me, what attracted me to this business model was the time flexibility. I knew I could do it at any time. Now, granted, some days aren't going to look like a typical 8 to 5, but I knew that I could work in the pockets of my time 2 and 3 hours here and there to build the business. And really the ability to work from anywhere. For me, again, having 3 kids, I could work from baseball games to at night if we were traveling or something like that. And then, of course, the training and support that we have within our organization as well as within our company. We have an amazingly positive culture. And then there's no income cap. And I'm going to show you an example of that in just a second. And that's what really, really sold me to on this particular company. But just to give you an idea of how big ISAGENIX is, we are open in 19 countries. So one of the things that people will ask is, well, how stable is your company, or how stable is this? Well, we're not only in the United States, we're in 18 other countries. So if you know people, or if you're traveling to places like Korea or Canada or Mexico or Australia, you can do business in those countries and be compensated in that as well. And if you have people in your organization that are building, you also earn income from that. And so we go by a very basic platform called You Share, They Share. and that's it. And we just repeat that over and over. And so here's just a really simple visual of what that looks like. You have 2 sales teams, and you'll hear us refer to it sometimes as left and right. So when we say you share, say, for example, this is me at the top, and I share it with 2 of my best friends, which is what I did when I first started. I shared it with my 2 best friends. They got started, and then naturally, they started telling people, and that's where they say they share. They naturally told their husbands, and they told their best friends, and then it just trickled down. And so what happens is, over time, and you'll see this the longer you're in ISAGENIX, the more people you'll see, but over time, that sales team continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. And what really sold me on ISAGENIX when I started doing the business research behind it, with ISAGENIX, with our company, you are paid unlimited in your organization. And there is no other company out there in the market that does that. And I have been in other network marketing companies as customers, and usually it's 6 or 8 levels deep that they will cut you off and say, oh, we'll pay you X%, but then after 8 people, you're done. So whether you can be 600 levels deep and you can have 10,000 or 100,000 people in your team, you're going to be paid a percentage off every single person in your team. And that's pretty cool. And so here are 3 common ways that people get started. These are not the only options, but these are the 3 most common ways that I want to share with you. I'll go through these, and then let me go through these first, and then I'll say what I was going to say. But first is the Business Builder Pack. So these are common for people who specifically want to come in to build the business, because this is a 60-day supply. It's also for people who, if you want to come in with your spouse and you want to share the system with them, and then also if you have like a business like a gym or something, and some people just as an individual, they want a 60-day supply, and that's totally cool. But this is what we call the Ultimate Pack or the Business Builder Pack, and like I said, it's a 60-day supply. It calculates down to $36 a day. And then our next 2 is what we call our Value Pack. This tends to be the most common pack because it's a 30-day supply, but you also get your snacks, your vitamins, your blender, your ISAGENIX, which is one of my favorites as well. You get the energy shots, and that comes out to about $20 a day. And then you have your very basic pack, which is a 30-day system. And this comes out to about $10 a day. You still get enough for 2 shakes a day and 4 cleanse days a month. And then typically what we'll do is add on our ISAGENIX chocolates with this basic pack. So that way you're not cleansing without the ISAGENIX. So like I said, these are the 3 most common packs. You may have different goals. You may want to come in on a performance pack. You may want to come in on a healthy aging pack. There are other options out there. And so what I would recommend is contact the person who invited you to the webinar and go over their goals, go over your goals with them, and then they can help find a pack that's going to be best suited for your budget as well as your goals. And then we can also do like a 3-way message or a 3-way call to help you as well. And so what we'll do, we'll see if we have any questions from anybody that is on. Does anybody have any questions?
Makes perfect sense.
Okay, perfect. I feel like I breezed through that really fast because I really try to keep respectful of everybody's time, but also have so much to cover. And that's really just a basic of the product. And I know we have a couple people on here who have been on the system for a while. You are more than welcome to share. One thing for those of you who can't, maybe, Dan, I know you're driving, but even people who are watching the recording, they can't see the comments. But I wanted to share some of the stuff that Katie was saying is, you know, of course, like with the performance, there's a lot of runners, triathletes, and they love having some of these products for performance. The Cleanse for Life is definitely life-changing for cleanse days and just in overall health. But even on the business side, so Katie's been in for just a few years, not even, let's see. Okay, so Katie was introduced 4 years ago, and yes, this is her first year that she is now full-time working ISAGENIX. She's enrolled about 225 people, and she has an organization of over 1,300. And the thing is, you're compensated over all those people. So even if you only enroll 2 people, but you just happen to be the lucky needle in the haystack, you can just, and we have people, unfortunately, that do that, where they've only enrolled a few people and they earned 5 figures plus a week sometimes. So, Katie, do you have anything to share? Because with you being on here.
Sure. I would just say so many of us come in for the product experience. I think that's very normal. Although nowadays, like you were saying earlier, it is something where our day and age, people are looking for a stream of income. So this is really the perfect business model where you are simply eating your overhead every month. You're not carrying around products in your trunk to go meet people and sell them or anything like that. You, to be in business and to create an income, you're just using products that you love, and you will love them for those of you who haven't tried them yet. And we have a money back guarantee, so I always share with people, if it's not for you, that's okay. You can try the products for the full 30 days and really give it your best shot. And if it's not for you, ISAGENIX gives you a complete, money back guarantee on, your system, your order. But we just like to tell people, be open-minded. This is something that replaces a lot of what you're doing right now and just gives you some healthier alternatives to really help your lifestyle be what you want it to be ultimately, but something that, like you said, has a lot of balance instead of just that constant whether it's stress all the time or whether it's, struggling with, obesity or whatever that is. It really just gives you back a lot of balance in your life.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's what I would share is be open to the products. And you really can't build a business with ISAGENIX unless you love these products, because I can't imagine sharing something that you don't love. So I would give it a shot 100%. You have nothing to lose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, what we'll do, I'll get this recording out and I'll even send it to you guys and I'll post it in our groups. But thank you so much for dialing in. We are doing this again every week for the next 5 weeks. So next week we're going to do 2 more presentations, but we're going to focus on the energy products. And then the next week we're going to focus more on a different side of products too. So you're welcome to tune in every week. You're welcome to pass the recording along. I just encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you, so that way we can make sure that we get you set up and get you set up for success. So you guys have an awesome Thursday evening.
Awesome. Thanks for doing this.
You as well.
Brady. Thank you, Dan. Bye, girls.